Shalom. I'd like to start out by giving all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Quadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of Israel. This is Thamayim in Atlanta, and I've got this article pulled up. It's on MSN.com, but it's through The Independent. And it's speaking of the new Oppenheimer movie, which showcases J. Robert Oppenheimer, who's called the father of the atomic bomb, but it's going into the making and the use of the first atomic weapons. But anyway, this article says Christopher Nolan says people are walking out of Oppenheimer devastated. They can't speak. And that's because in their spirits, they know that this is their end. They're watching the creation and the history of this bomb, this giant weapon being created, but they know that eventually these things have to be used, and it's in their spirit, and they're walking out knowing that this is their end. So the article says Christopher Nolan has described the visceral reactions of some people who have seen his latest film. Nolan's a director. It says the biographical movie stars Cillian Murphy as the eponymous J. Robert Oppenheimer, known as the father of the atomic bomb, and is due to be released on 21st of July, which I still need to see this movie. It says some people leave the movie absolutely devastated, Nolan said about early screenings in a new interview with Wired magazine. They can't speak. I mean, there's an element of fear that's there in the history and there in the underpinnings, but the love of the characters, the love of the relationships is as strong as I've ever done. The 52-year-old British American director added, it is an intense experience because it's an intense story. I showed it to a filmmaker recently who said it's kind of a horror movie. I don't disagree. Nolan even admitted that he was relieved to be finished with the project due to the emotional toll it took. As I started to finish the film, I started to feel this color that's not my other films, just darkness. It's there. The film fights against that, he said. And it says earlier this week, the historian who wrote the 2005 biography on which Oppenheimer is based said he was still emotionally recovering from watching the film. And so that's about enough of that. The point being that people are walking out of this movie, or leaving this movie after it's over, and they're devastated. They know the terrible future that is to come. It's in their spirit. They might not necessarily, understand the prophecies of what's going on, but the Lord's put it in their spirits to understand that this is their end. This is Oppenheimer, the same man who said after he created the bomb, he said, I am now become death, quoting from the Bhagavad Gita. And, he was there to help create one of the most devastating weapons of all time, in which they used on Japan, but these weapons will eventually be used in this upcoming Third World War, and mostly on America and the land of Israel, because these two lands will be absolutely taken over by these bombs, by the nukes that will be released from Russia and its allies. But America will be absolutely destroyed, and no one will inhabit it anymore. But the land of Israel will be rebuilt. And so, let's get this in the scriptures, because this is very much a part of the scriptures. So, Isaiah 54 and verse 16, Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. That smith that he created was J. Robert Oppenheimer, as well as his whole team. Their whole duty in life was to put the atomic bomb into motion. And through there, we got nuclear bombs and all sorts of warheads and these really just terrible weapons that are going to be used to end Esau's world. It says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, that instrument being the atomic bomb. And I have created the waster to destroy." And that waster, that atomic bomb, or in these days, the nuclear bomb, is going to destroy America, which is Babylon the Great, and it's going to destroy the land of Israel and get the heathen out of the Lord's land. It's going to absolutely lay waste to those places, except as I was saying, Israel will be rebuilt. And it's sort of acts as a cleaning, a purifying mechanism, because fire cleanses. The Lord used water the first time to destroy the earth, to destroy the inhabitants of the earth in the Great Flood, which is not only mentioned in the Bible, but it's a story that's told throughout cultures. So it's something you can safely say did happen. And the next time, the second death that is coming, he's going to use fire, and it's going to be of humanity's own doing, or Esau's own doing, because that's who's really behind it. That's who pushed this technology out into the world, and it's going to be his own end. It's through his technology. This is Isaiah 9 and verse 5. "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire." And that's speaking of this third woe, the third world war, which will come. It's not going to be fought with swords and shields, or with even machine guns and the like, with modern technology. This is going to be a nuclear war, a nuclear holocaust for the world. And this is the second death. This is the lake of fire that you hear of. This is the sea of glass. This is all that hellfire. This is the heavens being rolled together as a scroll. As a fig falleth from the fig tree. This is the ultimate end to Esau's world. And as the scriptures say, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. And we're there at the end of Esau's world, his time of rulership, in which they're going to basically destroy themselves, and Yahushua is going to come back to finish them off. And they're still going to try to fight against the Lord at his return. But it's not going to work out for the Edomites this time at all. Everything was going in their favor to begin their kingdom, and the Lord was with them to do the wickedness and push their wickedness onto the world. But the time of wickedness prevailing and reigning is at an end. It's the book of Zechariah 14 and verse 12. "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem." This plague being the nuclear weapons. "Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes." And this going into their eyes, the future and their desires are all melting away. And with them seeing, going back to that movie, the people seeing that movie, it's already begun. They left that place devastated because they saw that their future will be consumed in this plague that the Lord is sending. It says, "And their eye shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth," their tongue all of the vain things and philosophies that these people that will suffer this death push out, it'll all be done away with. And that's the future of the planet, of the earth. It's the future of the heathen, the future of the 2/3 that can't get right, can't return to the Lord. It's their future to be burnt up in the lake of fire. And all their vainglory, all their future aspirations, all the BS things that they say, it'll all be melted away. It's for a new world to come with order and with the law, statutes, and commandments actually being served out. This is just it's the end of this world. And so, Lord willing, that was edifying. I'd like to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, or Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of Israel. Shalom.